Hello guys, I hope you are all doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another episode of our series Men Matter Too. This is the 6th episode. Guys, imagine, I hope you have watched all the other previous episodes and learned something about taking care of our men's mental health and also making sure that we are following up on whatever they are passing through. Our 6th episode will be, I guess this will be the most emotional episode most of you men will be watching, and also other people, and it might be personal because it's so much touching. And this is all about breaking generational trauma. I know a lot of you men out there, whatever life that you're living in right now is as a result of some generational trauma that you're still carrying since you are a little baby or since you are a young boy until now. You didn't manage to drop them, those traumas, you didn't manage to heal them or to drop them as you are growing up. And now that you are in a relationship, you are a mature man, or you are in a marriage, this is causing a lot of negative effects because most of the times this generational trauma will not bring positive changes to your family. It will just be there to destroy you and destroy your relationship. So let's dig deep about this generational trauma. What causes them? How does it come to affect you as a mature man? So kindly stay tuned. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel so that we are able to work together as a family. My name is Shironas. Welcome to this episode. So guys, to our 6th episode of Men Matter Too. This is all about helping our men heal generational trauma. So generational trauma can be passed, is pain. This is pain that is normally passed through from a grandfather to a son. This son becomes a father to someone, and this father now has a son. Okay, so you see, when there was some trauma from this grandfather, you are a grandfather, there is a father and there is a son. If this trauma was not healed by the grandfather, this son or this father will have inherited it. And this father, if not healed the trauma, he will transfer it to the son. Okay, so this is a cycle that we need to really break it. And we can break this generational trauma cycle at any point of contact, at any point, whether it is the grandfather or a father or a son. We can break this generational trauma at any point. And trauma or these pains are not only passed through from one generation to the other through the genes. They can also be passed through behavior. Okay, the way you behave as a man when raising your son will bring so much impact to this boy when this boy is growing up and when this boy will be a grown up. Okay, so it is not only genes, it can be passed through behaviors. Sometimes it will also be passed through silence. When you are raising your son as a silent man, okay, you are a silent father who is raising a son, this son might end up adopting your silent nature, which is still not good. Okay, because this will mean that this boy will never be able at some point to be able to express themselves from whatever they will be passing through. Another way that we can pass the generational trauma is through parenting styles. Okay, we have so many parenting styles. Okay, there is a man who will always punish their kid or their son from doing what they are not supposed to do, or rather from not following what they themselves are following. Okay, some men or some fathers will be preaching wine to their sons, but will be drinking water. Okay, or the vice versa. So you are a drunkard dad who is telling your son not to ever drink alcohol. Okay, so how do you expect this son to be able not to take alcohol, whereas you as the father, you are a drunkard? Okay, that is an ill parenting style that will end up putting your son into some aspect of carrying generational trauma. Then there is something else which is affecting a lot of people. That is emotional absence. Okay, you as a father, you can pass a generational trauma to your son through emotional absence. We have, sorry to say this, but we have men who are deadbeat fathers, deadbeat dads to their sons. So you give, you make a woman pregnant, then you are never there with that woman when she's carrying that pregnancy, and also even when this baby is being born, you're not there. When this baby is being brought up, the baby is brought up by a woman. Okay, so this baby, this son or this boy will be lacking the masculine nature or a father figure in their lives, and this will affect them a lot. Okay, so you as a man who is carrying a lot of pains in your childhood, okay, this might have been passed through you by your dad or by your father, who was not also physically absent, because we have people who maybe after a girl or a young lady gets pregnant, and then they were just in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, so meaning there is no marriage there, meaning this girl will end up raising this boy alone. Okay, meaning there is totally no father figure in the life of this boy. Okay, so that is one thing that will make this boy forever carry some generational trauma or some generational pain in him. Reason being, he did not have a father figure, or he did not have a role model to look upon to. Not like when you have someone, like when a boy is being raised and he's seeing how the dad is treating the mom. When this boy grows up and maybe gets into a relationship, he will know, he will always remember, and he will have learned that as a man, I am supposed to take care of my girlfriend, or I'm supposed to take care of my wife, from whatever he was seeing the father does. Okay, in some cases, this boy is being raised by a dad who was there physically, the dad was there, but emotionally, the dad was forever absent. Yeah, let me give an example. You have met a couple which got married maybe because they had a pregnancy in their dating period, or in their dating stages, meaning that they were still not ready for a marriage, but this marriage came by chance. So you find that when this couple is together, it means that the first years of their marriage, or the first years when they are inside a house as a husband and a wife, they will not be emotionally present for this child who was conceived outside wedlock. Okay, most of these years, most of the first or second years, this couple will spend when trying to know who they are, when trying to figure out what becoming a parent is. So they will be never emotionally available to be able to guide or emotionally connected with this boy. So this one will make this child carry some pain throughout his life. Okay, and you find that such a child, such a boy who is raised by such parents, will never be, even if they get into a relationship, they will, okay, they might try to be best dads or best boyfriends or best fathers or best husbands, but there is a fear in them, there is a fear in them. They don't feel connected. There is a fear of, what if I give my all to this lady, and then at the end of the day, this lady doesn't love me. At the end of the day, this lady just leaves me. Okay, so in so many cases, you'll find that this boy will carry some pain, some a lot of pain with them. Okay, then there is a situation where you had a father, yes, a father who was present, a father who was physically present, okay, a father who was emotionally present. Like when it is happy times, he will appreciate you. When it is sad times, yeah, he will still appreciate you. But when it is on, maybe you make a mistake or something, uh, this father was so much harsh on you. Okay, so what will this boy carry? This boy will carry a lot, sorry. This boy will carry a lot of some pain aspect, which was brought by the way this dad was so tough on him. There are so many ways. When you talk to child therapists, you'll see that there are a lot of ways of correcting a child. You don't have to be so tough on them. You don't have to always be fighting them here and there. But long time ago, when we were raised, those times, for those who are my age mates, maybe you can attest to this, that our parents to some extent were so much harsh. Like, you make a mistake, they don't even want to listen to whatever is there. Or maybe a neighbor somewhere is reporting that you did something, that you even kicked their dog or kicked their chicken, and then your dad is there, or maybe even your mom is there to punish you. Don't you know that you are a boy? A boy is supposed to be a man, a responsible man. So what this boy is carrying is not a positive thing, that this was a mistake that is being corrected. No, this boy will always carry some pain and also fear in him. So what happens when this boy grows up to be a boyfriend to someone, or to be a husband, or a dad to someone? This boy will still, or this man will try to also copy whatever the parents were doing, because to him, he will think that this is the right thing to do. This is the right way to correct the child, punishing the child. I remember in our home village, there was someone who was even taken to I don't know whether it was a psychiatric unit or where it was, like, to go and get punished. Reason being, when we were going to school, okay, he was a hilarious person. Like, he just always was always joking. So even when it is serious times, even at class, he was always joking. When a teacher asks a question, he will answer the question in a hilarious way, where everyone will cry, will just laugh. So when the teacher reports this person to the parents, so when they report him to the parents or to the dad was like he was just so mad, and like whatever he was just doing, to an extent, he said, I am just tired of punishing you. Now I'm gonna take you somewhere where you'll be forever punished, like you'll be punished for a long time. So we were young, so like I can't really know where he went, because even later on, by the time he was being brought back, we had gone to the next class. So I can't even remember whether he came back to the same school, or I don't know, I can't remember. So you see, such a boy, right now I don't know where he is. I know he's a very mature man. I know he's almost my age mate, I guess. So I would wish to know how he's doing, and how his mental status is at this point. Has he realized that he doesn't have to follow whatever the dad was doing to him, or use the punishment mode that the dad was doing? I am not sure. Okay, so these are different ways in which you as a parent, you as a man, will cause some trauma or some pain to your son. And this one will be like a generational trauma that is being passed on from this person to the other, from this father to the son, from this son to his son again. Okay, so what I want to really insist on is, we can break the generational trauma at any point. If you are raised by a single mom, just be able to, if she was not in a position to explain why she brought you up as a single mom with no dad present, or maybe, sorry to say so, maybe your mom passed away long time ago, when you did not have a chance for her to explain why she brought you up as a single dad. What I want to encourage you as a man is, now, at whatever juncture you are, whether you are a married man, whether you're still a young man who is dating, you are in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, whether you are courting, whether you are engaged, whether you are married with kids, whether you are a baby daddy somewhere, I want us to now, you as a person now, decide that today I am gonna break this generational trauma, and I'm gonna get rid of this generational pain that I adopted from my dad, or from my uncle who raised me, from whoever who raised you. Okay, so if you are brought up by a single mom, just know that this woman really wanted you to be in a marriage or in a family where your dad could have been there. But who knows, maybe she was raped and that is how you came about. Maybe she got pregnant as a girlfriend to someone, and that boy said he was so young to be able to become a father to you, and that is how you ended up with your mom only. Others maybe maybe the in-laws denied your mom from being married by your father. You see, there are so many aspects. So if you are brought up by a single mom, decide today as a man, in case I impregnate a lady, I will never allow this lady to go and raise a child by herself, because now you have carried some pain. You know how it felt to be brought up by only a woman with no father. Okay, now decide by you. If you have someone who is pregnant for you, even if you don't want to marry them, make sure that at times you are physically present in that pregnancy, during the pregnancy, and also after the delivery of this baby, you will at least try to attach yourself to this child. Remember, after all, this is your blood, this is your biological child. So there is no point where it will reach and then people will tell you, okay, now now this we have changed the blood of this child. This child is no longer carrying your blood. No, this is your blood. So always make sure, just decide that from today, even if I was brought up by a single mom, I have decided I will not allow any child to pass through or to carry the trauma that I carried from being raised by a single mom. Decide it. And how this is how we are breaking this generational trauma. Decide to be a different mom. If your father, if whoever fathered you was not available, now decide that you will be available from today. Even if you're not marrying this baby mama, you'll be going, maybe picking this child, going out with your child, getting to know your child better, and getting to become a dad and a father to this child. Even if it is like 2 days in a week, this child will never forget this. And this is a memory that will be written in their minds. And at some point, at around 18 to 21 years, this is the point in which your brain as a person tries to kind of goes back in a cycle, like kind of try starts to like remember whatever you are going through. And that is why you find that even if you were left by a parent maybe when you are very young, at around 18 to 21 years, at this time, your brain or your mind will be like kicking back. By the way, I remember there was someone who used to come home, who used to maybe change my diapers, who used to come and bring me sweets. And this is the age where you'll find that a lot of children, even if they were raised by a single parent, this is the age in which a lot of people or a lot of children will try now to start looking for their fathers, because their mind is like flowing back. Okay, so decide from as young as that age. Okay, from as young as that age that you're starting to realize that enyewe it is painful to be raised by a single mom. I wish there was a father figure in my life. I could have learned this and this and this. Decide that you will not allow any woman to go and raise a child single-handedly, a child that you have 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 con- eh, you have gotten them. Okay, like a child that you have fathered. So another thing that you need to do, you as a man, now that you have experienced, let's say your dad was someone who was preaching water but drinking wine. Okay, and I gave an example, like, okay, like my case, my dad is a drunkard. Yes, my dad is a drunkard, but ever he says, I have only one brother, so my dad will always be like, let me never see you taking alcohol. Yes, I take. And we always ask him, Dad, if you're telling us not to take alcohol, then why should you take alcohol yourself? Why are you taking it? You're still surviving. You have raised that. As he doesn't even want us to bring up that topic, because deep down he knows alcohol is bad and alcohol is harmful, but he's still taking it. He himself, he wouldn't be happy seeing his son or my brother or me being drunkard as he is. So this is a very confusing part. It's a very confusing scenario. So in case you were brought up by such a person, such a dad, it is up to you, my dear brother, like me, my brother, yes, my dear brother, it's up to you to know that, yes, there was some negative aspect of this alcohol when we were being brought up. And also, if he was the best dad also, despite being a drunkard, we have men who are also the best dad, always present physically, emotionally and in all aspects. But decide, you yourself, you know alcohol is bad, it has some negative effects, especially also on your health. Decide as a man, I will not follow my dad. I am breaking this chain. I am breaking this cycle. I will not be a drunkard as my dad. I will not do this despite him being the best person. I will be the best person as he is, but I will not adopt his nature of alcoholism. It is all about deciding that I will not do this because my dad did this. Then, if you are raised by a silent dad, a silent dad. By silence, it means this is a dad who will be there to pay for your school fees, to buy you food, to buy you clothing, to make sure you have a shelter, but he never had time for you, like time man to man talk, like a dad to son talk, where you will find that there is you, there is dad and you seated somewhere and trying to converse. Dad trying to tell you, you see, my son, this is how to be. This is how you need to be as a man. As a man, this is what you need to do, and this is what you need to do. If you are raised by a silent dad, right now, I'm sure you are silent because you thought, after all, my dad raised me, and here I am. No, break that cycle. Break that cycle because it is so much important when you have a talk with your dad. Sometimes maybe you're passing through a lot. We have seen in high schools, especially in boarding schools, where we have some what do we call it, like where you have some issues, some, we used to call it monolization. I don't know whether we still have, like, bullying. Okay, so you can imagine, you as a son, you are bullied at school, but because you don't have a certain connection with your dad, you are not free, your dad is not free with you. You cannot sit him down and explain whatever you went through. So you find that you have carried a lot of trauma, maybe from school. People used to bully you because you are dark. People used to bully you because of this and this, but you didn't have someone to open up to. That is basically because your dad had never created a safe space for you and him, or a connection for you and him to be able to discuss such things, so that maybe he can tell you, you see, even me, this and this was happening at school, but that is us, just don't care about that, you see. So in case you are raised by a silent dad, please break that silence. It is the worst thing. It is the worst bit. Even you as a lady, because I know we also have ladies watching, please do not raise your kids in silence. Do never raise your kids in silence. Make sure you have created a relationship in which these children are so much open to you. Like whatever they are passing through outside there, outside at school, this child will come and freely share it with you. When maybe they're at a certain age where they feel like they want to date. I have seen, like me myself, okay, I'm a lady, but let me talk about this. Me myself, I didn't have a relationship with my parents where I could maybe come and tell them, oh, I have a boy who is a friend to me, like, so that they can tell me, no, you see this. I remember I had a best friend, like we were just best friends because we used to go to church together. But I remember there was a time, it was on a Sunday, and they told me, do you know you'll go back to where you're coming from? And I was like, where is this coming from? It is basically because they thought that I am dating this person just because we went there, we went at their home after church, and we were many. And I was like, but I was with Fulani and Fulani and Fulani. I wasn't even alone. And there is nothing cooking in between me and this boy. You see? So we didn't have that relationship. Like, I went to college, and my best friend in college, she's called Jane. She was so much open. You see, this is college. I'm from, and you, mind you, I went to a day primary school. I went to a day secondary school. But 1 year I went for a boarding school because I did my KCSE. I repeated my form 4. So that one, at least that was 1 year I was away from my parents. I came back home, but at least college I got a chance to go outside away from home because I schooled in Coast region. So you see, when I'm going to college, still we don't have that relationship with my parents. Okay, we don't have that kind of openness, like we can talk. So I go to the college, I meet my best friend Jane, and she's so much open to her parents. Like imagine the mom could call and she's like, Jane, why are you speaking so silently? Is your boyfriend there? And I was like, oh my God, is this your mom asking you whether your boyfriend is around? Like, I mean, if it was my mom, she could have been, where are you? What are you? You see, so I was even asking her, how are you relating with your mom? Same with the dad. Okay, the dad is quite a serious man, but also she could like tell dad, now you don't want to send me money, or you want me to get a boyfriend to be giving me some money, and then the dad will like laugh it all and tell her, no, 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 my daughter, I'll send it to you. You see, so she's feeling so much safe to share such information to her parents, both to her dad and her mom. And let me tell you guys, when Jane was dating, when Jane was being maybe heartbroken by the boyfriend, imagine the parents will like they will share. She could call mom and tell mom, I don't have credit, but Aki, I'm so heartbroken. And the mom is like, what did your boyfriend do? Okay, I'll recharge my phone and I'll call you. And by the way, she will call. Sometimes the mom will even call when they are together with the dad in the evening, and Jane could express everything, like she could talk anything to them. No, mom, but I'm this age, I don't want to get pregnant right now. I don't want to get married right now. I want to make you guys proud. Like they will talk anything. Me myself, I will never talk such things with my parents. You see, so if you're being raised, if you are a man and or even a woman, and you are raised by a silent parent, please break that cycle. Make sure you have an interaction with your kids. Let your kids make your kids your best friend, so that when they come home they can be able to share anything they are going through, and this will bring a positive impact to you and also to the kids that we are trying to raise. Okay, so this was all about breaking generational trauma. At whatever point you are, do not allow yourself, if your dad raised you in a way that you are not happy about it, change that. Be the person that you expect your dad could have been. If you wanted your dad to be a saved person, but unfortunately he was the drunkard man in your village, change that. Do not follow your dad's steps. Be that be that saved man. If you wanted your dad to be a bit more hardworking, so that maybe you could have inherited something from him, make sure now you are that hardworking person, so that your son or your daughter or whoever you are raising will be in a position at least to inherit. Now they will be whatever you did not become. And that is why you find a lot of people, a lot of us, the millennials, whatever we are doing, we are working so hard so that whatever we passed through as kids, our children will not pass through. That is why we are working hard. That is why we are creating very close connections. And that is why you can even find a parent driving a child to go and meet a boyfriend or a girlfriend, a parent driving a child to go to a party. Our parents could not allow us to do that. And at some point, that has affected our lives right now. So that is why the millennials, we are creating a safe space for our children to be able to open up to us. And this will mean that we are raising a generation that will be very much strong, a generation that will be understanding itself. These are kids who will be able to understand themselves as early as possible. Us, we are understanding ourselves when we are already married. Like, I mean, when you are in a relationship, that is when you yourself, you are struggling to know who you really are. when you have been married already, maybe you even wedded, and that is why, unfortunately, and let me say this, unfortunately, this is the reason why a lot of marriages are failing nowadays, because especially of those people born in around the millennials. Let me say the millennials. Basically, because when you are already married, like it is so much late that that is the time you're realizing who you are. You're already in a marriage. Here are the kids. There is maybe your parents did not bring you up to be someone who can take care of the kids, because they never had time with you to teach you some things, so many things, especially issues to do with reproductive health, sex life, and all that. Okay, they feared, like, you will never find my grandma or my mom or my parents like sitting me down and telling me this and this can happen, marriage is this and this, you can have these kids and all that. So you find that marriages are failing because when you are already here married now, this is life. Yes, this is you, this is a husband or this is a wife here, and there are kids here, and you really don't know who you are. So when you don't know who you are as a man, you will never be able to connect with this woman. You'll just be living just life, because you need to live life and because you are inside the house together. Okay, and then there are kids here. Now you don't know who you are, you can't understand yourself. There is a wife here who also probably doesn't maybe also know herself, or maybe she does. Okay, but you now you're there, you don't understand yourself. Then you have the kids. How can you be able to understand the kids whereas you are not understanding yourself? Okay, so you see, these are things that are affecting how these are things that we passed through, which we lacked. Okay, and are affecting negatively our marriages and also our raising the kids. So let us break this generational trauma. And one thing I want to finish up with as I wind up, one thing as a Christian. Now, this one I'm not talking as a nurse now, or as a psychologist, or as a counselor. This one I'm speaking as someone who is fearing God, someone who is a Christian, and someone who follows the teachings of the Bible. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. I have seen it in the social media. I have, especially in TikTok, I have seen a lot of videos where someone is showing so much hatred towards their parents because of one reason or the other. And these things, there are so much. I have also have come into conversations and into private times, people sharing out why they really hate their parents. But one thing I want to tell you is that your parent, your dad, your mom, whether they were the worst parents in this world, they are still your second God. First, you fear God, you love Him. The second, you fear your parent, you love your parents. Remember, the greatest commandment from God is love. You have to forgive. You can never be able to move on when you have not forgiven. So if your mom is alive, if your dad is alive, however worst parent they were to you, kindly forgive them so that you break this trauma. Sometimes whatever we are going through is because probably is because that parent is still holding on to something. And guys, you know from the cultures, different cultures we have, when a parent utters a word, it might follow you. Like when a parent like kind of curses you, and she's like, Esther will not go anywhere with that marriage because she can't even come here and talk to me, I'm still her mother. You see, this parent seems to be an arrogant parent, despite her or him knowing that he was not or she was not the best parent to you. But they're still not even, they're still not even recognizing that, they're still not even asking for forgiveness from you, because they never raised you well. So it is up to you, because now it is you. Remember, your parent is becoming old. Unfortunately, maybe they still have some few years to live. They will die. Then you will remain there now, living as you, living your life and starting a family by yourself. So forgive this parent. Just forgive them, because after all, you are from them. Like, you are never a child. Now you are a big person, you are a mature person, you are someone who is living their own life. You are a man who can handle another woman, you are a man who can handle a family. Forgive this parent. Forgive them. Just do a shopping, plan a day, call your uncles or some three men from the village, go home, tell them face to face. Do not fear. And this forgiveness will never come through a phone. Go physically, face them, tell them the real truth. You raised me, you are the worst parents I ever saw. You did this to me, you traumatized me. I have been carrying trauma and pain because of this and this, because of whatever you did to me. But I am here to forgive you and tell you that you should know that. Tell them face to face, and believe me, they can change. And if they have never changed, just leave them alone. That is not on you. As long as you have faced them, you have told them whatever is in your heart, you have relieved, you have let go of whatever you have been carrying. Just go. Go back to your life, go back to your family, go back to your own marriage, and now become a responsible woman, become a responsible man to your own children. And this one will be a way, this will be the greatest way of us getting more blessings from God, us also getting blessings from people who are our parents' age outside here, and also even having we will be having a very free life with our own marriages, with our own children, and we'll be able to raise another generation that is at least different from us, different in a way that they will not be carrying anything. Okay, they will not be carrying any trauma, because you'll be a healed person. Otherwise, if you're raising children when you are traumatized, believe me, they will adopt that. They will carry that trauma. They will carry that pain, and it will not be good, guys. So that is all about that. That is all about our very emotional episode, sixth episode, breaking the generational trauma. Let us break this generational trauma so that we will be able to live well. We will be able to grant our children the lives that we desired, the lives that we ourselves never got a chance to enjoy or never got a chance to live in. So I wish you all the best. Kindly, if this content is just so much important to you or is of impact to you, kindly hit that subscription button, like, share, leave a comment, guys. Leave a comment. Let us share our experiences. Let us share whatever we are going through, and let us help each other. Not only men, but also for women, because these are things that also women are going through too. So let us try to communicate in the comment section, get to know each other, get to share our experiences. And until our next video, thank you for watching and thank you for your support. Bye bye.